some jobs you have to be totally accountable. You have to have a zero tolerance for any shenanigans.
Trump, the daughter, Omarosa, they run the world, man. Yo, man, this shit is crazy.
He stopped you?
Yeah. What did he say? He said, you don't live around here, do you? And I'm looking at him like, no, you don't live around here.
Did you know that Chris Rock compared Trump to slave-owning presidents to make him seem less special? That's right. When Rock said we've had presidents show up to the inauguration with pregnant slaves, he wasn't just making a history joke. He was doing something brilliantly strategic, denying Trump the exceptional status he desperately craves. Even Trump's scandals aren't unique in presidential history, and that fact apparently sent him into a total meltdown. Stick around to see how Rock's historical references were actually his most devastating weapon. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Want to see how to make the world's most thin-skinned politician completely melt down? Just watch Chris Rock work his magic.
There's a percentage that's like, oh, why are you? I had a cop a couple of years ago, just like, what are you driving around here for?
Ain't nothing gonna happen to Trump, man. Nothing's gonna happen to Trump. Here's the crazy thing. It might just work out. Trump might work out.
Some jobs you have to be totally accountable. You have to have a zero tolerance for any shenanigans.
The cast of The Apprentice is running the world.
In his latest Netflix special, Rock turned Trump's brush with death into comedy gold that reportedly had the former president fuming behind closed doors. Rock crafted this beautifully devious joke in Spanish, listing all the great things that happened to Trump this year, surviving an assassination attempt, winning the presidency, and being named Time's Man of the Year. Just when you thought he might actually be giving Trump some props, Rock dropped the devastating punchline. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. The audience erupted while Trump reportedly went ballistic. What makes this joke so brilliant isn't just the punchline, it's Rock's casual delivery. He didn't get all dramatic about the assassination attempt like Trump wanted everyone to be. Nope. Rock treated it like it was just another thing that happened, not some grand historical moment deserving of reverence and statues. For a guy who desperately craves validation like Trump, this was psychological warfare of the highest order. Trump has built his entire persona around being special, exceptional, the most important guy in any room. So when Rock acknowledged his wins but simultaneously deflated them with that dismissive tone, it was like telling someone nice participation trophy while slow clapping. Trump reportedly lost his mind over Rock treating his historically significant moment as just another punchline. The genius of Rock's approach is how he identified Trump's most vulnerable spot, his desperate need for acknowledgement, and just kept poking at it. Political opponents keep trying to debate policy with Trump, but Rock knows better. He simply found the pressure point and pressed on it, hard. No need for complex arguments when you can just shrug at someone's biggest achievements. For Trump, being mocked is one thing, but being treated as unimpressive, that's his kryptonite. Rock didn't even bother with the usual Trump comedy tropes. No orange jokes, no hair jokes. He just casually dismissed Trump's brush with mortality like it wasn't that big a deal. The message was clear. You're not special, not even as a victim. If being treated as unimpressive was Trump's kryptonite, what Rock did next was practically nuclear. His seemingly innocent question.
Holy shit, that's how Trump became president. That's exactly what happened. We got rid of bullies. A real bully showed up.
He stopped you?
Yeah. What did he say? He said, you don't live around here, do you? And I'm looking at him like, no, you don't live around here.
Trump might work out. I mean, think about it this way. Bush was so bad, he gave us Obama.
Regardless of,
absolutely.
the
Most
jokes
of my
we're making,
dealings with the police
have
are
been good.
Good. But yes.
You know what country we live in wasn't just a transition, it was the setup for historical annihilation. When Rock casually mentioned that we've had presidents show up to the inauguration with pregnant slaves, he wasn't just making a joke, he was systematically dismantling Trump's entire self-image. See, Trump desperately needs to be seen as extraordinary, whether extraordinarily good or extraordinarily bad. But Rock's historical comparison made him just another flawed link in America's presidential chain. Nothing special to see here, folks. This approach is psychological warfare at its finest. By placing Trump within the continuum of problematic presidents, Rock denied him the exceptional villain status he craves. Trump wants to be seen as uniquely terrible or uniquely great, but not as just another footnote in history books. Rock's casual delivery of uncomfortable historical truths forced the audience to laugh while confronting America's complicated past. The message was clear. Trump's behavior isn't unprecedented. It's just the latest chapter in a very old story. But Rock wasn't done with his strategic takedown. He broadened his critique beyond Trump by referencing Bill Clinton, showing he wasn't engaging in partisan hackery, but critiquing the entire presidential institution. This makes his commentary more devastating because it can't be dismissed as simple Trump bashing.
Trump, the daughter, Omarosa, they run the world, man. Yo, man, this shit is crazy. Some people just fail up. You know, people are like, well, you know what goes around comes around. No, it don't.
A new message on the impact of Trump's presidency from a political expert. Comedian Chris Rock in his new special talks about bullies, and he makes the argument that while bullying is bad...
Jesus, what you doing here? You seen Trump? This shit is serious.
Then came Rock's brilliant takedown of Trump's alliance with Elon Musk, referring to him as the richest African American in the world. With that single line, Rock exposed the shallow tokenism of Trump's relationships, highlighting how Trump surrounds himself with successful figures simply to boost his own image. Rock didn't stop there. His immigration jokes about the Menendez brothers and J-Lo marrying Bennigans struck at the core of Trump's political identity. These weren't just random jokes. They mocked Trump's xenophobic policies while revealing the absurdity of his deportation obsession. Perhaps Rock's most devastating blow came when defending Biden pardoning Hunter, stating only an animal wouldn't pardon their son. With this line, Rock cleverly weaponized family values against Trump, the supposed champion of traditional values. It's like beating someone at their own game and making it look easy. When it comes to taking down a guy like Trump, sometimes the most effective weapon isn't anger, it's apathy. Chris Rock's laid-back approach was pure genius. He didn't need to raise his voice or pound his fist on the podium. Instead, his casual delivery let those razor-sharp jokes slice deeper than any angry rant ever could. The irony here is delicious. A man who supposedly has the temperament to lead the free world completely loses it over a few comedy bits. Rock found the perfect formula, acknowledged Trump's wins while simultaneously making them seem totally unremarkable. No need for fancy political arguments when you can just shrug off someone's historic moment like it's yesterday's news. In the end, Trump's kryptonite wasn't some political rival with policy proposals or a debate opponent with facts and figures. It was just a guy with a microphone who couldn't be bothered to act impressed. Turns out laughter might be the one thing that truly terrifies the man who wants to rule the world.